Alright, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so we'll get right into it. 10 of the coolest video parts from the mid-2000s. This covers the years 2004 through 2006. Definitely, again, big change in the styles of skating. I think skating started to get a little more creative during this period, not as linear. Doesn't mean there still wasn't really cool ledge skating and stuff like that going on, but me personally anyway, I started taking more into account the spots people were skating, being a little more interested in different parts that were coming out. We'll get right into this, but definitely a big point for me personally when I started opening my eyes to different kinds of skating. So here we go with 10 of the coolest skate video parts, the mid-2000s edition. Coming in at number 10, Static 2, The Invisibles from 2004. When I first heard about Static 2 coming out, I was extremely excited about the John IGEI part. Pretty much the only part I wanted to see. I couldn't wait for it. I remember pre-booking the video, just, make sure I'd get it. This video is pretty crazy because I went into it wanting to see this IGEI part, which was more than I could have expected from it. So it definitely lived up to my expectations. Awesome skater, really good pop, really cool tricks. But also this video brought a lot of other styles of skating to my attention because of this part that I got it for. That I didn't know I'd be into, and I was. So again, this part also led me into seeing other things in this video. Definitely this video was a huge eye-opener for me to what other kinds of skating there were out there besides just skating like ledges and, flip tricks and whatnot. But either way, this John IGEI part's always going to be on a list I'd make for this time period. Just so sick. And, his ender's pretty sick too. The 360 flip nose mail, nollie 360 flip, which was an NBD, and to do it at the pier, and he did it perfect. It was super sick. So, coming in at number 10, John IGEI, Static 2, The Invisibles from 2004. Side note also, before I get into the next thing, is that they definitely should have turned the dude pro after this. I would have bought his board. Coming in at number 9, SHILOH GREATHOUSE, Transworld First Love from 2005. So I've always been a huge SHILOH fan. He's always put out really cool parts. Key component to all the world videos from Love Child on. Even when he was on Deca, and then, I don't know, he kind of started falling off at that point, but still enjoyable to watch. Then kind of was gone. Once I started Almost, he wasn't involved. Kind of disappeared. A little while later, he had his own video, Skateboarding is Dead, and he had a part in that. And then he came back with a part in this Transworld video, which kind of jump-started his career again. This part was sick. Everything I could have expected it to be and wanted it to be. And it was real cool to see SHILOH reinvent himself to keep up with the times. A lot more creative skating, more creative spots. So that was really cool to see. Really wished he would have been on Crooked at this point. I think he would have fit perfect, but that's just me. Definitely not like a SHILOH trilogy part or anything, but that's okay. At the time, I might have kind of wanted a SHILOH trilogy 2.0 part, but this ended up being really, really cool, really memorable, and amazing to watch. So coming in at number 9, SHILOH GREATHOUSE, Transworld, First Love, 2005. Coming in number 8, DARREN HARPER, Chris Hall's Get Familiar video from 2006. So I was always intrigued by this dude, like, just, I don't know, it's just like raw skating power. And I think he used to skate and then was out of it for a while and came back, and it's just completely raw, I guess is the only word to use for it. Just street skating, all the DC footage and just like the pop and the power. It's unbelievable. And this video is really cool because Chris Hall was DARREN HARPER's friend, and could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was that he sold off like part of his sneaker collection or most of it to buy cameras and fund the making of this video so that DARREN HARPER could get properly sponsored. And I think that did eventually happen after this. I know he was on DGK and then wanted to fight Stevie because of a Yums shoe contract. story for another day, but definitely this part's really cool. Again, just some of the tricks on that tall ledge of Pulaski are mind-blowing. So, coming in at number 8, Darren Harper, Chris Hall's Get Familiar from 2006. Number 7, Marty MURAWSKI, Mikendo Filmbot Files from 2005. There used to be this one site, it was called Unicron.net. Pretty sure the dude, Mikendo Filmbot, ran that, and that's where I used to always get all my skate videos from. It was really cool because he'd have all kinds of whatever videos were out at the time. Shops weren't really carrying them, so it was really cool. You just order like any video you wanted. He had it. It was sick. He also filmed. I think he did some team managing too. So this was his video, and it's the first part in the video is Marty MURAWSKI, and it was insane because I didn't know what to expect. Really good part, and super insane that he could not only have Osiris's and like head to toe Dark Star on, and it was still a super enjoyable part. Like totally overlooked. Pretty crazy. I think he ended up on Chocolate Flow or something, and then he had a board on Send Help. High Five, or was I don't know if he was on when it was the High Five and then Send Help. Had a board and then it kind of fizzled out. But man, such an amazing skater, and Chocolate kind of blew it not putting him full on. I really think they should have. Again, that's just me, but just super tech manuals, everything popped well, grinded super long. Just sickest tricks. I guess the setback was that he's from Arizona, so it's kind of not in the industry, so to speak. But whatever. This is if you haven't seen this part, definitely should. Song's really cool, everything about it. And again, like it is wild, like whole part in Osiris's and Dark Star. Jesus Christ, but super good, and it's not like obnoxious D3s or anything. So if you don't really look for it, you can't notice it. But yeah, super sick. Watch this part a ton. So coming in at number 7 is Marty MURAWSKI in Filmbot Files from 2005. Number 6, Ocean Howl, iPath Summer Preview from 2005. Now, this is a part I was definitely not expecting to even have in this video. Sure, there was like a photo or something that Ocean Howl was skating again, but I didn't really see anything. He was on Birdhouse. Before that, he was on H Street, and I kind of remember him from those videos, the old H Street videos. And then I wasn't into him, but I remember people in my friend group at the time were like, yeah, this guy's the best. And I was like, I don't know, he has some weird hat on. So, never knew it, but fast forward, another 10 years, 12 years, and probably more, 12 years. Anyway, this comes out, and it's just like, holy Jesus, this dude was the best skateboarder. So really cool. I think he was like working on getting his tenure to be a teacher or something too, and was skating again. Just super amazing. He ended up doing a guest board with Magenta. That was pretty cool. I always wanted there to be a Transworld video with Brian Lottie and him. That would have blew my mind, but was never going to happen. Again, it's nice to dream. But this part, super cool. Again, just from a dude I wasn't even expecting to have a part or really knew skated anymore, to have this really cool part in this, I'm going to say, iconic video. This iPath video is, a top 10 video, I think, of all time. Seriously. But there we go. Number 6, Ocean Howl, iPath Summer Preview from 2005. Number 5, Mike McDermott, Green Apple Modern Love from 2005. This is definitely, like a top 2 or 3 independent video. Mike McDermott's part, it just starts off with it. It's super sick. He was on like DVS Flow at the time. I think actually stateside, I believe he even had an ad. He was on Habitat Flow and whatever Habitat Canada. I think he had a board out in Canada too eventually. Super sick skater, really cool, awesome super tech manuals, and then he like throws down also, does it all. This video though is just, if I've talked about it before, and if you haven't seen this video, you should go find it. I almost wanted to just upload it to YouTube. I still might, just so people can see it. A lot of videos today have had inspiration from this video. I believe they're made by a guy, Ryan McGinnigan. I probably said that wrong, but super sick. I think it's out of Winnipeg, Canada. And they were making these homie videos like forever. This is the first one I saw, but so sick. And again, Mike McDermott kills it. Super awesome that he did the switch backside flip manual down Roslyn, which is insane he even went there. But it's also cool because I remember people doing that like recently, and it's like, no, dude, this dude did that almost 20 years ago. So coming in number 5, Mike McDermott, Green Apple Modern Love from 2005. Number 4, Keith HUFNAGEL, DVS Skate-More from 2005. Again, RIP to Keith HUFNAGEL, one of the best to do it. I definitely didn't appreciate him in his earlier years. Pretty much even up until Reel to Reel, I think, is when I first started liking him. Before that, he had the bowl cut and everything, and I just couldn't get into it. And I was young and naive, and, oh yeah, this dude just does ollies, whatever. Meanwhile, he was like one of the best skaters. Always street skating, always skating fast, pop, did everything, super powerful. So I blew it, but I did think it was cool later on in his career when he actually seemed to like care about what he was wearing, and it was kind of cool. Like, oh, he's matching stuff, and this looks dope. And really cool. Went on, had Huff first as a t-shirt store. I remember doing the Huff t-shirts and like some random sneakers. Super sick, and then to what it became. Definitely sick. Definitely will be missed. This part is really fucking cool, though. It's cool to see him like on big mainstream, like big stage, full part. And this video's a little weird, but definitely this part is up there. Super sick. Lots of rewatches. So coming in number 4, Keith HUFNAGEL, Skate-More from 2005. Coming in at number 3, Jack SABBACK, iPath Summer Promo from 2005. Yep, another part from that video. Couldn't pass this one up. One of the best styles ever. Best balanced nose grinds ever. Switch and regular. Fakie 5.0s. Anything on one truck, this dude balances better than anybody else. It's mind-blowing. Super sick. Always had cool sponsors. Always skated cool spots. Again, also, first part in this super iconic video. You got to tip your hat at that. Also, bad out of his career at a great time. He didn't... It was kind of, I guess, being pro for stereo. I don't know how somebody rates that in career moves, but he didn't, try to get on anything else after that. It was just that done. And, off into the sunset. But... super sick part again. If you haven't, I don't know who wouldn't have seen this, but just timeless. You can make all the Harry Potter jokes you'd like, but dude is an amazing skater. So coming in number 3, Jack SABBACK, iPath Summer Preview 2005. Number 2, Travis Stenger, Green Apple Modern Love from 2005. So I remember the first time I heard of Travis Stenger, and I can't remember what video it is now, but there was this one fakie flip he does at the end of a line. I want to say it was a North video. And my friend and I just watched it over and over and over and over, and it was mind-blowing. And then I think I heard he was having a part. I think with him and Mike McDermott or something, that's how I learned about the Green Apple videos, and he was having a part, and I just couldn't wait for it. And this was another one. My mind was blown that he was never actually fully on Girl or Chocolate. That they just kept him Canada. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's what he wanted. I have no idea, but stupidest thing they ever did was not put this dude full on. They blew it. I don't even know how much he's into skating anymore, but I mean, it's just ridiculous. This would have been such a cool thing for them to put on. Again, they blew it. Such a sick skater, sick style. Everything's perfect. Perfect form. Insane tricks. This is just like one of the coolest parts. It kind of captures this time period perfectly too, when Lakai didn't suck and Girl and Chocolate didn't suck. And he was on all these brands, and it was just like on the coolest brands. So really good. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. Coming in at number 2, Travis Stenger, Green Apple Modern Love from 2005.
Last person in the world you want to fuck with.
Coming in at number 1, Bobby PULEO, Static, The Invisibles from 2004. So, I already said this, but bought this video, John Egate part. Kind of was never a fan of PULEO. I think I was more, Infamous Times, he was cool, kind of. La Luz, he was cool, but, you know, I wasn't expecting a lot out of this part, and I got this video pretty much for the Egate part, and then I think pretty much the most watched part in this was this Bobby PULEO part. It was so cool to see him skating all these spots, skating in England, skating in New York, all these really cool, unique spots, and that he was finding them and getting tricks on them. And this is before Google Maps. This is before all of that. So you had to like actually go around and hunt. And I remember even like seeing the dude like be out skating, and you would just see Bob PULEO by himself skating around, you know. And it was so cool. Like, it's an art form to find these spots and figure out how to skate them and, you know, get your footage on them. It's easy after somebody else shows you something to say like, oh yeah, hey, that nose slide was cool, but I could, you know, backside tail slide it or something. A lot goes into finding these spots. And I remember reading that he was pissed because there was this bank to ledge spot thing in England, and he skated it. And then I think somebody else had tricks on it, and he was like, but I found it. And I totally get it. You know, it makes a lot of sense. Like, I did the work. I figured this out. You guys weren't even skating this. I found it, got my trick, and then you show everybody else, and they get 50 tricks here. And it makes a lot of sense. At least let me get the first rip on it. I get the first, you know, to show it in the video first, that, like, I found it first. I don't know. Maybe it's petty. Maybe it's not. I totally agree with it. I understand it. This part is so awesome. Oh man. So, you know, it was cool. He put out parts after this too, so there's more of them to look up. Definitely a unique individual. I'll leave it at that. But sick skater, man. Super sick. So coming in number 1, Bobby PULEO, Static 2, The Invisibles, 2004.